I'm sorry. You go from?
Only
A positivity no record. Educated fisherman. Run, man, run.
Santana was studio.
Akwaba.
And the Muane P. My sister paying Auntie Faustina Nelson.
Me mami Auntie Faustina.
What on so gumudu pa ma.
Damn.
If your voice now, move low tune cry.
Empocho.
Nti meda Nyankopon ase tozi kan. Ishana ye nke razi.
Amen.
There were man di chipachi.
Amen. Amen.
a lot.
Man a lot.
Gavi.
Holiday.
MB before those days now motor bombs and what's it there me anything me a comfort me a we use of the occultists yeah in some true but the truth is that nothing surpasses God. The God of Abraham, Isaac and Jacob. The God of Ismail is one God, nothing surpasses him. The faceless, the boneless, the shapeless God. He who says and it is done. Only Nyangubona was
Reverend Alute.
No, I love God. Maybe I ever get your heart. But people don't know myself. Kwame and the POBD about to platform video. There, I mean, Michelle Mabra was in them, you says man.
Oh,
na bicycle na metrando. Mr. Wa look politics, you don't know my background.
But Enyima.
What?
Enyima.
Kwame.
Alute.
Kwame na me back at the Bible numunewa. There was a prayer of Joseph. Also, I thank thee, O God, for raising me out of the dunghill and setting me upon a throne.
Yeah. But Obi on another platform, Obi Sunu ordered us the Massimi Zin. There Obrasha say. Then he put something very interesting there. And I'm afraid. So one day I may use it. Today I'm using it for you.
That's right.
Or say, don't judge me by my past. I don't live there anymore.
That's right.
But
don't judge me by my past. I don't live there anymore.
Yeah.
Not just as a sign.
Yeah.
But you see, to all my opponents and enemies, the truth is that don't blame Aloteji, because blame God. Because baby, Anyangupon epejamebudu onyamibia or your children for Yangupa. It is by His grace and His mercy that I have been where I am.
That's right. Montreal.
Abdul Malik. Oten.
I'm out with you.
Kwame ne ya no ama. Na en charge.
The voice of
God. Greeting responses.
The voice of God.
Oh, well, we sorry. I'm out with you.
My father and no the other ones in the year,
the Fanti spirit. In fact, and your full Fanti confederacy. I'm with you, Papa. Peace 104.3. Kwamina.
Yes.
Regional Minister, COVID-19. No
hold on.
Yes.
There's a missing link here.
Which is?
Why no rep from?
There are 3 chairs, sir.
No rep from where?
From NDC.
They refused to show.
No, Alote.
I don't represent
officially, one was no come on.
Alote doesn't speak for the NDC, according to the NDC.
What's name?
No, I was just buttressing. The Alote doesn't speak for the NDC, according to the NDC.
Yes, they said so officially.
The text message crying.
So, what are you saying?
I'm insisting on full disclosure
of
why they are not here, because it doesn't. Something is missing. There's a missing link.
They feel the missing link for them.
The NDC refused, was unwilling, or was unable to make it.
Yes, this is important disclosure. You have to make that.
Oh well, I mean.
No, not that people will misunderstand what is happening. They might even think they're deliberately now. away from. So you have to
refused, unwilling, or unable, particularly because of allotted
And it is, yeah.
Yeah.
But Kwame, Kwame,
80.
But we're going to
and you know, the gospel truth is that Kwame normal mobile station to somebody. Normal mobile station be a mokobia is the production team that invites me.
But Kwame, this is an era democratic dispensation. It is about what someone no content impact babaye. This is what the Afimokraba na said the America ma offer tasa. Where's your border? Where's your worry?
Well, Kwame Rebecca last.
Cabin. So be what that. Yamba Makasa.
Yeah.
Never seek to direct you as a station what to do.
Rebecca last Wednesday, National Communications Officer of the NDC, Sami Jimfinoha, already them issue no say Yama NDC 2 slots on Wednesdays. Now in Yalutin Fidua, they might boycott until I think the boycott has begun.
Oh, well and good.
About boycott Wednesday editions.
Them no can. I don't know if it will just be Wednesday or it will be for the rest of the week.
Oh. Voila! It's some papa.
But yesterday, somebody was here.
It's some papa.
No, Kwame.
Yeah. And that. I know I never friend.
Peace FM.
I know John Jinapo Baha Monday.
What I mean is that they ought to be here.
Well, Gwegu is their democratic right.
So what's your program? No, or miss portion or yeah, some Peace FM. This big platform.
Yes, precisely. That's the point.
Yeah, but third, yeah, ball. Open at this one, but what about what? Says I know what about me. Yeah, who are you? Oh, you papa.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
All right, no, I see it different.
Reserve player, no, or no, show goal, or more over.
Oh, good. I share your concern.
Parties in the government, I will boycott radio and TV stations or programs.
Yeah.
I find it quite.
I know.
Yes, and we had an argument.
I know you and I.
I was insisting no.
But in the following what we had, we came back. Bisa, you can check my production team. We came back and reached out, but hey, it is what it is.
Well, and maybe our there could leave.
Alote is here because we asked him to be here.
Yes, but it's his presence that is problematic.
So
in life there are choices.
Yes.
And chances are some might not hold.
I hear you.
Hey, chances are Bob Marley. Chances.
Well.
Chances are.
I'm not groaning yet. There.
Some might not hold.
But Kwamina.
Yes, sir.
COVID. You good do? What's the daily testing? Best start from a China. Ghana Health Service says Ghana is about to flatten the curve. But CDD is challenging the Ghana Health Service on that, saying Ghana is nowhere near the curve or the peak of infections. Coronavirus turns political. John Dramani Mahama, former president. Mahmoud Bawumia, vice president currently. Economic figures.
And when did it turn political? Because
I am only listing. I am only listing my topics. I am listing my topics.
That's right.
And you may tell us when it turned political.
Okay.
Whether it was because the vice president spoke or did not. Kwamina, minyu fiase for sure.
And where have been today? World Press Freedom Day month. Ghana slumps on global ranking. Mama courts controversy with global press freedom ranking claims. Yeah. I say, oh, do papa, yeah, number one part.
Obisi, or she can't be that dog.
In the meantime, Obi also a friend of Kofi from Insutem. Also, confession time. What will a Jew be doing in a studio in Tehran with 3 ayatollahs, including the host general Soleimani? Kofi Insutem, point well noted. So CC and Amy Kweku Bako and Kwame Yatola Alote no Jew. Bombay has always loved opposition so he can perform as Bombay. He would always love to prove your stance wrong. He delights in dismembering your views and issues, leaving you stand. That's the Bombay I've known from the 70s. Alfie. I don't know if it's Obama, but it's not. Kwame, that's the one part.
Yo, Chairman General.
Abrona say.
Malwaya da. Mamincho and the pain.
Mejodo.
Which from pim can film from Mantomo.
Yeah, Jodo.
Now I the room. Wo platform Kenya. Any political party where they are sought. Who vend that word? Kwame
na.
Nada me. Manfadona menda mpemfu bi ase. COVID awabe. It's because I'm paying actually or candy soon sonko. Nti wetu akado donara anta da mabria ya wa ho kire mi na kire bi let me preserve. Akado don on ma muni nyina kuma mo ho nyinara. Obia de kakababa wo biara oye da boa. Na manto finfi manto muso emna dom henua Canada or Japan. That means ada sessia why as the kasipa manfuni here. Na mimdo man pay. Na agree to papa where you went juma. Only nose mask. I'm bia heavy. Sunday. Kasana waba de bombadan number being shown no on shawano. Non kabende kasa ebia ntefi mo be fi wuhinem ono na agbani fim mo ba bo de wanyim won sakaka da smaba nti oya kasa akofo papa pi dodo na weti a hwan kasa wetu anamo a wa toto bi da hye hwan no won ha no na so dodo na so yebi dani papa wa ban handom they as many as 35,000. The Abramanton
35,000 face masks.
That's right. Apart from all the come
or nose mask.
Nose mask. All the come out or Jubilee House. So paying the point I was saying. The also then you also ADB. Come presentations are not only being done here at the capital. ADB we some from the Mawadi Ban no so papa but my Cape Coast Teaching Hospital. Was San Shaboda was be so bad. Regional Health Directorate for boa with the baba na can hear papa Midwest Construction Kwame wants no swabo boy here that nasi
Mr. Godfrey Dando
now for all you know side campaign for Kwame they made a heavy donation to Ghana Health Directorate and prisons about 2-3 weeks ago. Na yamo ina ho abado dodoa wonam akwana sandu nyina reboa edamase na like Oliver Twitch ya banasi ntu ide e bokoda e bisa da won koda na fi wombo he da no na nanom regional House of Chiefs and I was shocked to the bone na nanom ma wakeka ho taboma oya obemponya amfo kampa ugwa mahin nyakro mahin wofra na abasa mahin unwa waka wunya na nanum akasa wo mantor munyina another presentation to the regional coordinating council no so yada ma ejuma yofro mo wodi ejuma wodi ma dreboa nti yada obi ase na kwa me ye ndam no ase COVID-19 and matters are rising. See etinye biara yin ho de Enchampa ba or my order hadrin do akumado or the chair, ye be maybe by him a number here a shim. Now, so, Kwame, the nature of this pandemic and where it started from, it was unavoidable. On yet no my brother Bacadel to one who bank. As I indicated here about a month or so ago, that China is a microcosm of the entire world. Obiani power on man China, Obiara war oya here dimu, ni on man China war Gitamuti, every single country. It was bound to arrive on your shores. Na okopemi kwame oman payin ye ina to nsanyado na ya hwe na ne mo awetu kaso the odin kan the to go pa your sixth match when the entire country was focused on Kumasi Sports Stadium. Sixth match. Not only did he admonish the entire country, but he lived what he admonished us to do. Do bodu ho na otekokoda kwame nde odininde do son mfie do son a abona abado na aka no he so de yadi nya ate atekokodo nkodo nti obeya yankopon fa do son mfa sanfa nsu enyim mo nche yi america second phase.
Amen.
Na omani wura asantemani wura na nche omanpanyin kwakodu ho demba ayedze moti then child is some quacotu some. What's no? Kwame, this special guest of honor, one my way, but one cancer.
Oh, Kwame, I'm Dante for Steve Fralot.
Facebook Gabriel Cortella. As a much piece of internet for minimum. I come as a man, I'm much
let's move on.
Elevate them.
Let's elevate
them.
Yeah, this elevation. Why somehow we feel there now but one. I come on some. Yeah, exactly.
Ninja will in you.
I don't tell you with the man born the wura. I'll be punching.
If you were one as
I'm Pocho Makwam and Chia do I. Airtime is very expensive.
Special airtime is very expensive. Yeah. Especially when it is go airtime. Kwame na. This special guest of honor. Oh yeah, Trinidad and Tobago. A man swafu pay na waba cancer. Nchamodo ya ino chian. No.
When
so it sent the signal out clearly. Missy, a day after Trinidad and Tobago, a man swafu paying no in a year. And a man Antibeki Wabansasha wo igwa yanwo kwelmina abra yodu wan na man hemfo. That singular act by the president. Into also yenchia. Kwame ono denche. O man pay intentama to an mo kohwe de. Oya be ma amanfo fi woreba. Wo sen kotoka ginabia. Ya sese yan hu. Ofiwo okwakohwe Tama General Hospital or Ridge Hospital or designated areas are 7 people ma and intent them to elevate them to the position ubotumna wa hwe na waswano Kwame in sin no there or share far is a president who can look and see from afar intent or the yashana yadam brebiba Kwame brought the ban imposition of restrictions law or restrictions act says that the law. You had the opposition indeed impugned and they tagged him as a despot, an autocrat. The Kasebiara Wadigu or Mampay no Mufi. Those were the words. A chip walker in there in Jayim Poncho here, Moya in there in Health Act be a clauses are there be Oma into Minister for Health. Obotum wa invoke no to what that day Juma. Mampain stayed the course. Kwame the Bible body. Other bodies are empowered by the law The Mabin na Biaba cancer 12 March. Your first 2 cases. Na entente mara no do twa no asarma munhia in school. Muna mun kofie tutu ni na entente. Those were very critical steps. Onto the man the morning na Kwame o hwe adu 2 years. Echi obodu baby manim painful kachen no a wo yimdi wo oya public health. Na manin hihye kasa wa yin kan no de oya partial lockdown. Kwame partial lockdown no botugwa oya Kumasi greater Accra na ma makasoa e wutu senya east. Kwame, it was intended all of it to stop the horizontal spread, the communal spread. Until for 3 weeks. Na nyaminchadi omanpain setsi ibaba na. Our perspective on your one single perspective. Or yeah, a whole gamut. Nina. No one saw what scheduled to the full. Kwame, I tell you, when Greater Accra was locked down, it was the entire country that was locked down. It was the entire country. Because it was impossible, if not very, very difficult, for persons from Volta, Eastern, to cross to Central and to cross to Western.
Going to me first through Accra.
Exactly. And see, especially and what Kwame say when pay that room pa. Once I'm come now Mampai I share drinya to tohun. Osampa. More dear ya drinya to say him. Now what was even more critical in there? Mamma na mo enyim defo a wo to mo fon. Oman so ye wo ne mo akuaku akasa ampemfo de dada no. He met with every single identifiable group and their leadership. As a leader galvanizing all of us towards one common cause, one common end. Yenina, nebi also the baba there. Gogwe, whether Rogwe, Kwame Mawabe, Oyadia, Akiya Sikasam, Tejaro Mai, Airport Nadia Yadu. Export Obaba, export Obako, import Obaba, Mayan no scanning da. Straight away, all your hospitality. In fact, from the word go, hospitality industry just came down on its knees. Word go. Says you're difficult there. Obiba Kra at the hotel. The fear is there. It's the hospitality industry. In fact, Kwame it is the most from the word go that was the most affected. And today, virtually, if it is not even already in the dormrooms, it's gone down, heavily down. Na aning na akayedza odi itipa kase abado mind enti obi an kakra bia ententam I needed to set up COVID-19 trust fund. Come if it were others it would have been wishy-washy. Oh, I certainly
can we now come back to the issues?
Matters are rising.
Because in na yetwemu ho.
Exactly.
Because my bullet points on daily testing, Ghana to flatten curve.
That's right.
CDD challenges.
That's right.
Fight turns political.
That's right.
What charge?
My charge.
And Pocho, me focus on so that you team AOB no. Kwame na.
On my paying the COVID trust fund in tantamount bobadi that I needed to give it a legal backing. And Mijna madam man paying the man 103 na Ghana fu ejuma kasa na nkranko donations are why you need a leader that commands that level of trust from his people to get the people to respond in the way they have done. You need such a leader. Now Kwame Mike King in abade the anger had a directorate and had from a friend enhanced surveillance. I didn't acquire routine surveillance. Those who will report to the health facility and then by the signs they exhibit that you fit the case definition on your routine and son enhanced surveillance one na dodo na where the from contact kwame we are now going to go out there to be in front of the virus in a matter of 2-3 weeks. Noguchi Memorial Institute for Medical Research Kumasi Center for Collaborative Research Yamin Chaza says through this period coming other centers are coming up. University of Health and Allied Sciences they have already started. Tamale they have started. Mankasa University of Cape Coast Medical School in conjunction with Cape Coast Teaching Hospital. It's coming up seriously under the auspices of the Vice President. Ashama was set up until the middle of May. We will also be in a position to become a testing center. Takradi, they are coming on board. Ne address all the mind there. Open there every region. Open your testing center, and he is going by that. Now, my good remain there. Okabenda echi moguchi no in KCCR. Number one, but no dosu. Until they had what they call the backlog. Yamin charge backlog in when you are what they call the pooling. What the boma name say be sure and then they go to individual tests. Mawaya mandeda. Kasa. So for the year bedin komo pay for our account data general Ghana Health Service. In about to go there. Virtually the backlog has been cleared. I say siade more benina ya there. A dana so ba cancer dana oboshe we di huduma. Na bi also ma webo pem ya there. Are you there? Kwame
na
ma Ghana Health Service what the two go da. On it there. So what's a trend of specimens or ba? Na test 1 year, na result 1 year. Somehow it's pointing the country to a certain direction there. We may be at the peak. That's the Director General. Corroborated by the Special Advisor on Health Matters to the President, Dr. Ziasari. There, says I watch a trend now. We may be at the peak. Yami adoma on yadam. Nemum ma yadibesedo. Are you there? Those protocols are social distancing. Wearing your mask, washing your hands on the running water with soap. Nina, we must even intensify them. Na say kodo yadama kwame. Onu no ma yebo do there. Ghana Health Service there we may be at the peak of the outbreaking. Ye tumna ye decline na eventually. Daily infections we may even get to not. Ye tum yakade yedi yaban nudunkuim. Na CDD come they are entitled. And for me, we must encourage sensible societies. Kwame wants to independent research. Na wotumna will keep those in charge on their toes. Said but what sada na say nyo bi ma wan kan hwasama. You may be complacent. And for me, the CDD, the Mujumazin, and I listened to one of their resident Wafana Abentebia or your pharmacist. It was superb. Certain you could come to the point there. This is somebody who understands what he's talking about. And see, finally, then I rest on this. Fight against pandemic turns political. As VIP stokes embers with economic figures.
Peace FM.
In Bilby by Yenya cholera. In Bilby so by Yenya Dumso. Nanzo Arriba Kanampo. Yenya be Yenya be. Ha, in Bilby by Yenya cholera. In Bilby so by Yenya Dumso. Nanso bure mu nsumpo kwame yenya bi nda so aba yenya COVID insu sam aye free kanyina sam aye boko eyi na do dan kwaku fuade papa you do all you do all yeah do dan kwaku fuade papa I say you do all you do all oh kofuado my brother you know but it's say kofuado come here right from the word go. I have said it and I have never shied away from it. NDC, it was their major prayer for us to have this disease.
Oh, baby.
Now go on, let's hear me.
Oh, baby.
You have a national deputy communication officer sit on radio. That yes, your boss COVID now, but your boss Jimenez about for that, or by the new register. Then you have the general secretary of that party, general secretary. Samawaba Kufuadu Moria or Yahaya. All is intended to rig the 2020 elections. Massa, then you tell me that it was not their prayer. Kwame, Oba Boba, every step it's been political. And I want to pat the president on the back that he has not allowed himself to be drawn into this petty, irrelevant political squabbling intended to serve the end of incompetence. I want to pat him on the back. Kwame Sabosha, ma bohu wafana the mukasea wabade autocratic despotic anka so bia ya set COVID-19 ya bayadam yesu ya yadam wanka so bia ho wafana mesisi hospital been abandoned. It took one person to do wanka so bia ho. This is a full-course president. Knows too well the time that he has to keep his eye on the ball, not to go and engage in any engage with any banter with persons who are drowning and seeking to be relevant in these difficult times. It depends on Papa. He has to stay on course. A man for Ejuma Waye. The products all over. Kwame, the clergy. Asofum painful abonabado chief imam, that man who this country must continue to be thankful for, chief imam abonabado Kwame Donu Tunchia, Trade Union Congress Dr. Bibi Ba something about me if you first name Oyeke Ba. About Kwame and Kuzia. Okay, so Dr. Keba.
That's enough to do.
That's right. Kwame, also a man paying Jumeja. Adi Bobo Adi Maye. Look, the workers of this country are full of gratitude for you. Kwame, you can't imagine there in this difficult time. Abandoned revenue are affected. Yet you have a president and a government that will decide there. All your frontline workers. Mwako tuya waje. Yebu maybe ne ya sign the same mama. If you also taxes ordered the mwako tuya na from Kankan to Kankai. Ye amazing.
Pacho, what's your friend Dr. Yauba? Anthony Yauba.
Oh,
Kenya.
So I yellow to that 12. Kwame. Oman paying at the time that in fact yesterday when he spoke, he said the most hate institution is government. And yet, man, no kofu no dumb, then look, I need to motivate those who are in the front line. Those who, in the face of this fear, that they have put their life on the line. Trade Union Congress, and the products is not just within our country, all across the world. Now, Danny, I'm paying that down Kakasa. I say Ghana's economy just in a matter of 3 weeks in the ICU and on the ventilator. Let me say. So the former president has a voice. Look, there is a tag on your head as a government official one. A president who sits and purchasing an aeroplane for our country. You decide that, look, you will set up a share company in Umia. Share company. That was the budget at the Muse. Kwame, what has even come up and what is very pathetic. At the time, I would do so many baby on ye and more catching her there. If you want reliable, indeed, he acknowledged that the power was so reliable. If you want reliable power, then you must be prepared to pay more. Now, when I'm also Kwame, what sign take or pay? Apart from take or pay, no so Kwame, Kedami Wabba the AXA company, Awaba Mema. No so forming a share company, intermediate company, all of it for them to profit from it. Abra Omaya what it is, a president and a government would decide that, hey, you're both from near the to take bribes. Now, all of a sudden, he finds a voice and jumps to the scene there. Our economy is in the ICU. Kwame, the least said about this, I think, into the better. Look, go to 2012. I think he did that 40-day broadcast after we lost the sitting president, Professor Atameros. Broadcasting some dog gets smooth, I think. And that broadcast was chaired, or that I think that was not a broadcast. It was a certain town hall meeting, which was chaired by the late P.V. Obeng. And that is what he said there. This is the policy statement going forward to 2012. Quite many Kasoka in there, all near the usual election cycle, where all indicators go haywire. And then we struggle, the people go through hell, and then we come back on course. That is what he told the entire country. Now, Kwame.
Back to COVID. Now, if you're
at the end of the election, that's where yesterday you were on the matter of where you want to go, and you were looking to be precise and to be exact that he said it in 2013. Well and good. But 2013, what happened in 2014? What happened in 2015? In fact, when everything had gone out of hand, they were trying and they indeed explained it out there. Yako court. Yeah, the 8 months Yako court. That was the reason for the poor economic performance. Okay, Gina Tsenchi, or catch the entire country there. His government didn't intend to go to the IMF. Senchi, that what they were seeking to do was a homegrown plan. Eventually, 2014-15, when they found it hard, incapable, they have always been incompetent. And yesterday again, like from morning till evening, you had some of them, were members of parliament and who were former ministers, riding amok. There, when baby, this government is on Kokrokoo. You were one set of data that came IMF and another set of data. Obey, Kwame, and you pose the question to him. Then you are sure government sent one set of data to go to IMF and a different set to Parliament? Say yes. Kwame ko budget 2020 budget presented by Honorable Ken Oforiatta on behalf of the President. Go to page 2. Go to page 43, 44. Clearly stated out there. There's even a graph there on page, I think, 43. Graph there that tells you accumulation of public debt without the energy sector and financial sector bailout. And then accumulation of public sector debt with, and through that you are able to calculate all of them. All your GDP debt to ratio in the budget. And yet they had, I mean, firing on all cylinders. Kwame, open Bawumia, Bawo Bawe. Kwame, Bawumia, what did he say?
Come now, Tamaso.
What did Bawumia, our venerable vice president, what did he say?
Also then.
Okay, simple. I say, please, I am advising that don't embarrass yourself. Take a look at the data. Take a look at the data, because economy is not just what you feel that I want to say. I want to speak about it. It is the data. And when vice president advises a former president to do this, that's when people are now beginning to talk about it's been politicized. From the word go, NDC every step of the way politicized this COVID-19 matter. And then all of a sudden he came in talking economy. And the vice president is advising. He did not even proceed to say, I am exposing you. He said, please, you have been once president of this country.
But vice president took there compared COVID to Doomso. So Unfortunately, Tribune.
Cholera. In simple language, I'm sure you journalists, sometimes if you want to be straightforward to the people or with the people, you tell them there. Cholera more nasi chai in there. Sebio, Edibin, Sebio. Under President Mahama, more than 28,000 of the Ghanaian people. And it's about sanitation. It's about water. At the time, in Chakwam, in there, in order to stop this, to stop the spread, in Chantentama, Yamutumia Yensu available. Mobia Tumenia, potable water, that babra. And we had as many as over 243 of Ghanaian people die. Again, it do so. Hey, Isa, Professor Kote led Isa.
Institute of Statistics, Social and Economic Research.
Not necessarily Isa.
Kwame, what about to go there? Conservatively, every year we were losing $2 billion as a result of the doing so. Conservatively. Now, in Duma, where Gugu, and what from we, Kwame, we discuss a lot of them. Adebachi, also generated there was so kuku, what from the day, or your musu, a boy and a girlfriend. I didn't cause candle, ashu, and my ashu kiosk. We had a lot of such reports. The president then, Kwame, a small catcher here in there, say a reliable power. We must be ready, prepared to pay more. Compare it today. Kwame, I say, on my money now, and why your lifeline consumers? Free. Obiaso says even 100,000 electricity a month. I am taking half of that compared to crisis time.
Kwame Nameda say we're talking COVID-19 and matters are rising. Alote?
Kwame.
Yes, sir.
Amazing can't we say Funya.
In there, Joso.
Let me hear disclaimer be. Kwame. Last week, Mobaha. Did I talk about Green Book? I didn't say anything about Green Book. What I said was, Sir President Nana Akufo-Addo say obviously 88 districts, 88 district hospitals, 6 regional hospitals are. And my party for it is premature for them even to criticize it. No one can kakra. I even went further to say there, President Mahama on my central region 10 polyclinics in Jagai.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, and I strongly believe it's coming from my party. No was about to make Facebook timeline. There, I'm there, President Mahama, even in opposition, is corrupt. President Mahama knows I will not in any way denigrate his name. President Mahama is not corrupt. Then I turn around but it is coming from my own people. This kind of inferior communist status in ebise kwekwa atama ye 2 PM bi ne wa won dey na or sports writers na say eyen na ye ko advanced training school na ye ko sua propaganda. I mean, if you move on to Muhu, I'm a master propagandist. Move on to Muhu and an organizer. But Abraboti na ikuze kodoma. I then watafu mutana in there. I came too close to Professor Nos. But also recognizes a mere man. But people come and was in Yama about to me timeline. What can some the market projects in Inya was completed and commissioned in Green Book. Now so my people won't go to Peace FM online. No, I could share the whole program. No way, take. That is what I'm going through, and then they are pitching me against the grassroots organizers in Nazi. But I'm not deterred, Kwame. I need to say this. I'm not deterred. Nemo, there are 4 people around President Mahama. I respect them so much. Oh yeah, Mr. Julius Debra, Mr. Prosper Bani, Mr. Kalistos Mahama, and Joyce Mikta Ribawa. I see them as very strong, committed, loyal, dedicated people around President Mahama. But Mama Kainde, Minya John Mahama, watch your back. Kwame Makani de Miya. Malane Bay, Auntie for seeing Marcus Auntie. I there missing tutu, Nti Muntum, a senior Onsisido.
No, Mancacra.
And Joe was there, what would never be as a his own. We are crossing the Ruka in Yisi into Morty. Kwame,
Alate,
them COVID-19 and COVID-19. Been from Kobana, been from me. I've said there, I listen to cable networks. Not sure the way it is being managed in this country. We are safe. Kwame, Yarube, it has no particular. Only particular dia. And then you maybe no wins man am out with him. Obi are finding a way. This Yarube or virus is carrying Ghanaians. Look, people are afraid to go to work. In that there's no traffic jam in Accra. We don't see it. We are being advised. What the Iba? Way. What the Igwa? Way. Last week, we got your there to appear to see video. And just Ashe. You will laugh. Yeah, that is the typical Ghanaian. What do we want about in the area? This year we have this sickness confronting us. Yeah, the Democrats in America, in spite of all their differences with Trump, their president, and man, when he came to a point they were proposing to call House of Representatives there, they need such an amount of money, or yet 2 trillion for the people of America. Nobody voted against it. Since as I'm speaking, American House of Representatives, about 4 of them, when you coronavirus. Only me paying, only me abafraba, only me sigeyi, only me yenyi. Impa demu coronavirus also na nyi bodanfo. Kwame, I'm telling you, bodanfo bodman go tensu. No rukoba. Now, konu mu go tensu. Color o again. Chair the pizza car gwem. Enti onye mo biala. But this is time for us to rally ourselves together as Ghanaians. It is most important though. When you read about SAR, OC war, Spanish flu, extra domo we, they are taking lessons out of it. They are taking lessons out of it. And on to the minty, since I call Europa, Obia each brother's keeper. That is what they are doing now. One lift lockdown. Look, America since they are 73 million, 73,000 with 1 million plus when you're urban. They are opening most of their business districts. They are tourist centers. But an advanced country like America, they don't want their economy to fall. That means they will have to find ways and means. Until it behoves on us that you be educating your fellow Ghanaians. Here you are know how to protect ourselves. Once the lockdown has been lifted in here, so you be look, businessmen are suffering. To them, Kwame Nakayen. In hospitality, we are most affected. Because tourism, no, your boy.
No, sis, Obiamba.
Obiasuru. Swimming pool, in the Panupo, in the Apostle football, why are they? A companion, a man for one, what tango photo. But they want the Ghanaian psyche. Yeah, we need to do something about it, Kwame. Yeah, and the Mukroma, they don't care. Been mutant what to lose, been mutant what to down. And so I was happy there. The Western Regional Minister, he came up with the formula or water market. Excellent. And if I want to be controversial, because I mean, you know, I always strive on controversies.
You love controversy.
Yes. If I want to be controversial, I'm going to get Jimenez and Andre Mosi Wayewo. Takwazino on any voter registration. Ibo Makin, Aoba Meja. But that is by the way. But we should move on. In that they me say CNN. Now I'm at 1 o'clock in Serbia. Was in spite of everything, the walk of one push. Walk to Wamba. Look, these are advanced democracies. But we have done well. What is left for here Ministry of Health in the Ghana Health Service? Or in there, one man here who the graphical sketch day in, day out, one announced there in Padam, Wafandan, Nigochifo, what it be in Padam, in Yayadam, in Padam, no Wadam, which and there. Wasn't one number coupot and the bucket. Because we are actually America, Adio Britain, and if Obia the graphical sketches about Adi Moruko Sui, Obia Nimdo Kosura, or if you're able to manage it very well, or send a phone. I mean, Moses, Mabon or mathematics. Now, Kwame, say, share. There are 2,700 plus with 200 and something WhatsApp with 18 and Wewa. Kwame, the Ministry of Health, the Ghana Health Service, and the government has done well. Women someone kutupa abrochi anapa ane you bill one amanfo go to Mijina, one Portugal, Wokita, Adi Wafan, the frying pan, Wokita chancing, what boom. What this frontline nurses in medical officers are washer, Adi Yerbe. What is Shawan Kutupa? Musicians, damn. Don't we see it? We see it. Don't let blindfold ourselves. We preach doom. There as if there Ghana, here we are. Makede Professor Muskan and be Ghana will rise. Ghana yebo succeed enti me just there wona what did them nsemi yan why is it na CDD so to them akwam na again kwame ameriji wo platform bi do there ami mofra wa na wo so afra kwame na mofra wa na afra kwame na kwame so afra kuku na yen asset agenda na kwame nyima
PCF
kwame na munko no office boda na ma ko ni fie po ma bo fie da
to
ma bo office da
PCFM since 2011 not a single day even the topics ahead of time ebe na bottle ebi se po na twim Isaac twim o shede mo kaka obaba na topic a wumbian no the way
him nti kwa me wale him so economics na no mu yes na we no say hey speak to the topic oh never me never get to slow
the we dem na kaya
baba ka show I say I'll just speak to the topic na mo story about oh bon from go nti kwa me I be kan there CDD for once a month. Also, I think that the Ghana Air Service need to sit with them, explain issues to them.
Not to sit with them, but they should take whichever.
No. I accept that.
Any person or group that criticizes.
No. Communication comes in so many forms. Lack of communication sometimes it breeds suspicion. Obi wowa in Ghanaians internet be kana kutu a champion or the SMC law or the degree the aka yes okay now our small boy na she pampas
no I 72 na mo waka so no
they waka so boy ababa bra it's sometimes they need to explain themselves. It's refreshing. It satisfies the soul. I'm okay. No, get there. As I can on here. If you on the issue of the Madi turning into politics, hey, come in.
Alete.
My party force I shouldn't speak for them. It been posted there. Me MPP in NDC clothes. Na ebinum so nyim bozu what to NDC na makaka sisi ala obeyasam maka several times wow was there my elevate bawomia akosoro pa nti maka jiska nsam cho but mama say in there if you be a paying woman na ended that measures are ofi all angles. Kwame, there is something Bibi Wonya Abrabu Mane creation a body. In our spiritual as the friend transcendental in the realm of the spirit we'll call it
transcendence.
Yeah, transcendental waves. Now, either we call it the either, and on earth we call it the neither. Now, Albert Einstein not discover the gravitational wave. The anima or your waves be the eye cannot see. Na multi in there say sound onya okofra no movement when the sound is very higher we will call it in a high decibel mo be seeing there I didn't catch nor resonate.
It is if you spirit from nearby level what are you trying to say?
On our own level when it become kinetic or you're so stronger ebunde it didn't an sound na it fry in pan so it becomes kinetic.
What does it have to do with this?
I'm coming to it.
That is the voice of the vice president.
No, you see there from attacks. Never womia every day. I don't know get your ha. No ba no bobo punch ko pine no ko. Na aye hey ne osro bia moka 1,000 people osro bia moka. Is it no way you are in ba womia?
That's right.
When you do that, it resonates with the people. And my advice to the NDC, you are setting a platform for Vice President Bawumia for 2024. That's what they are doing. If they don't know, it is resonating with the people.
Peace FM.
In the elite class, in the middle class.
In the down class.
No, down for the John one who go from Moga Getcha, one of us phone and one ma, the minute here canoe. Osha Moshe. And you Kwame, there are certain issues we are missing my advice in there. Politically, you need a strategist. No way you be a or you need per degree. Ne or you need be pine. Then we sit behind, do the analysis. Ne ye wunde na the master me or gain or yanokwa, the master me or working or yanokwa.
Adongo.
That is how we can make the difference. But so be from different angle. It been muzo or ya robot shisha, it been muzo or ya this or ya that, it been muzo or ya economists. We need to stop this thing.
Mengo quick on the maba. Adu Malik. Quick comments, let's move on. Well. It reminds me of you saying la.
Yes, it's COVID-19 and matters are rising. Daily testing starts from May 7th. Ghana to flatten curve as case counts peaks.
It looks like your voice is flattened too.
Because
Manuel Sparker. Ghana has.
Oh yeah, come change no.
No. I don't fast for medical reasons.
Oh, I see.
But
No,
Go there as what has been. Yeah.
no, it's done.
Yeah, it's done.
Damn.
Okay.
I'm not a very medically very fit guy. Just noise. I can talk.
You have a trumpet in your stomach.
I mean,
Where you go?
changing the policy. I defer to superior knowledge when it comes to COVID-19 issues, particularly nyama to do with the science aspect, the technical aspects na nyama no. Inti ame ma wo lead campaign in terms of no kuchi phone yempeni phone okasa on the meeting. The alternative views are not important. They are meeting or no so. But we actually rely on those professionals now who lead the fight, those in the lead. Yes, why it's some professionals one can't fight no one such, but also all my inputs, and I believe the one who lead listen to them and see if they can pick some. Classical examples is here that why it's the Ghana Medical Association, no one can be done, no one can be. Ninia is welcome. I believe them benefit. CDD, and CDD is one important organization. I mean, world track record in Yago. It's a think tank, but why research? And see, I will not take anything away from them. Why you will view that? I'll be honest with you, mean really. Sanya had my topic and name the CDD. I make some statement.
Okay.
Yeah, I had no idea. But whatever it is, we are sure the Ghana Health Service will consider their views. The only thing that you see, Ghana Health Service won't lead that and won't a Minister of Health. We take the Dr. Bisui can instead of Minister of Information, facts and figures, it should be the Minister of Health or the Ghana Health Service. But I thought that they were working together. Me who the Minister of Information and the Minister of Information exclusively why any event we hold any event on this COVID-19 and Kwame exclusively put out information. It won't be that.
No.
Yes, it's been a coordinated effort. Again, some of those suggestions now I now have. Anytime I see Kojo Ponkroma leading that, delivery, me who Minister of Health so
yeah.
Me who no Gucci for no so yes. So this sometimes some of the you propose us in the suggestions, and I see a democracy, Bianchi. It's damn identity. Na Kwame.
Well,
Into those three areas in major was superior knowledge.
Marty.
And I would defer to them anytime, any day. Say be the contrary evidence by them away and in Yadama, Yaba exam me or no sansa, my judgment. Now this whole thing there, pandemic, the fight against pandemic, turning political. And who most more topic this as Vic Stokes.
As Vic Stokes
Embeds with economic figures. Perhaps it's not too appropriate. You're not starting.
You're not starting here.
He's reacting. He's responding. Why me?
Well,
I don't know. Check the time NDC for launch war COVID-19 technical team. I had problem with how do we going to go about one agenda. Sabakaya.
Okay.
And I tried to give some advice that perhaps one focus where to direct some of those things. Them were members of health committee, yes, in parliament. One can say crowd to deal directly with the national response team. Occasionally, but generally, to a very large extent, they were operating on their own basis. Also doing their
FM.
Led by a flag bearer of the party. There was a time, and I'm choosing my words carefully. To that man, there was shadow president. There was para administration.
Shadow president, parallel administration.
It was looking like that, and it was. I didn't feel comfortable with it. Udru stage be a president grab my speeches in there or declare maybe I was who president grab a spokesperson on for a former president. Those things were all politicizations, ugly type. And my very good friend, Mr. Ahoy, Professor Ahoy, we want it.
Professor Kwame Ahoy.
Yes, want it. He's a very intelligent man. Make no mistake about it. Very sharp brain. But apparently, I'm then we need to leave. We want it. Now, Kwame, say it can there. The Ghanaian economy has been shattered in a matter of 3-4 weeks because of COVID-19. And that shows there all the noise there. It was resilient in Sidama. And that the economy is on ventilators in Yadama. And our ICU. I mean, to be honest, I didn't expect that from former President Mahama. Kwame, look, all the big economies in the world are on their knees. All are on their knees. 1 year of ICU. 1 year are on ventilators. It's not a matter to them or exclusive, peculiar to Ghana. They too may raise those questions. To be honest with you, I'll tell you something. I got a feeling there it all amounted to political ridicule.
Why?
Yeah. That's the impression I got. Because it's a serious matter. Look, Kwame, bottom line, the Ghanaian economy, not just Ghanaian, the African, or if you like, the third world, the developing countries, there were inbuilt structural deficiencies and inadequacies. That's why we keep talking about structural transformation of our economy. And this began from the Nkrumah time. He had a more focused agenda. And Onokrano, long before he was overthrown, we're still grappling with the structural deficiencies because it's a process. It's not an event. President Mahama Nankasa war Himfa Kwame Senchi more kind. Every government that Ghana has had over the course of the last decade has had to confront some of these challenges. Now I outline all the basic problems we've had. This alone implies that they are of a complex origin, that they are structural problems that have taken years, in some cases decades, to manifest.
When was this?
This is Senchi. 2015 or so? 2014, May 13th. 2014. That's the Senchi Akosombo. And that's a fact. That's the kind of economy Nikita. Right from Nkrumah to today.
But the argument in the MPP for 0 to why economy
say MPP for will take you over to 2017 Yadama. Before 2017, what was the state of the economy? They are not talking of having structurally transformed the Ghanaian economy. They are talking of having brought some efficiency relative to economic management. That's the extension. Because we are still on a journey to structurally transform this economy. When we point out what they seek to do, I don't want to go to the extent of rationalize MPP policies now, but it's one district, one factory now. It points to a question of industrialization, which is one part of why the rationale for transforming structurally our economy. But economy now we're inheriting no IMF ICU. And it was on an IMF ventilator. Was that the situation? So strictly speaking, if the global reach and impact of COVID-19, you cannot say, this has shown there all that resilience in an economy was bogus. Because truly, even if resilience was enough, the impact of COVID is such that it will collapse. I don't know if you get my drift. That's why those strong economies, Ankasampo will collapse. How much more a transitional economy, still with structural deficiencies? And if you've managed the economy before, if you have been the leader of the country before, and you make that statement, for me, I think you are ridiculing the situation. That's what I mean by political ridicule. And that ought not to come from that source. That's the point I'm making, Kwame. The point though, Wofi IMF Muno, were a kinky party. Inti I go back to IMF, your kinky party. That's political ridicule. Especially, look, we haven't gone back to IMF because you have mismanaged the program.
Exactly.
That's an extension.
Exactly.
This return to IMF, quote unquote, is not the same as the IMF that entry now, 2015 or so.
That's policy credibility.
Yes, there's an extension. I mean, when you're good at economics, that's my Achilles heel. Everybody knows that.
Extended credit
banking,
facility.
all those things. I don't have much to contribute. But it is so patent to me that this time around, going to deal with IMF, take this rapid credit facility in about a chrono. There's another one, Niniano. It's not the same. The conditions, the circumstances, and indeed the conditionalities are totally different. So you can't do that. When you do that, you are actually ridiculing the situation. And indeed, you are inviting people to look at it from a purely political perspective. So the politicization was already there before Baumia spoke.
And your patcher, the former president of started politicization.
He may not have been the one to have started it, but some of his people did, and he joined. So what I'm saying is that all the points I've put out here are examples or a reflection of the politicization, indeed the ugly type that Mr. Hoy appears to be speaking against. Because he was on leave, He didn't hear or read. Yeah, me Yankwa. We had debates before. And I respect him. He knows that. Because he's a very intelligent and brainy person. I know you can't take away from him. Metiti NDC COVID-19 technical team members, they were making statements to the effect that look, Akufo-Addo no de wama COVID-19 wabagana on wama was spread, and that one during their time Ebola wamba because they managed it proper. What was that? What statement was that? Let's not forget put the Ebola and COVID, they are on different scales. But whatever it is, they made that statement and they continued to make that statement. What was it? No, religious, will preach theology. They were teaching Ghanaians theology.
He was on leave.
That was not politics they were doing. In a very subtle way. That's the politics they were doing. And in the process, questioning the competence of the present leadership relative to the fight against COVID-19.
Peace FM.
Baumia comes in. Well, as predictably, Kofu P. Allocates thousands, millions. And I agree that in the process, he always comes out unscathed. Look, it perhaps otherwise we a different cure for Baumia. Kwame. And it's true. Again, let's be fair and clear before my substantive submission. It's true that you can compare Dumso to COVID. And I'm not sure, was Baumia actually comparing the two?
Also, crisis,
I think the emphasis was on crisis management.
Yeah. Yeah.
The crisis management. So, yes, the two crises obviously are not the same scope and Obviously. Apart from the Korea energy related, the Korea health related, in fact, the Ebola put in so health related, but on a smaller scale. The drift I thought was it was looking at how did you manage the crisis? What skill, what management capability? In the process, Abanyama needed to at least take away some of the hardships. I hear some of the people who talk about Dumso and Do. Dumso was such a small scale, comparatively, we are talking here. Until some of the measures are in the way taken, could not have been taken. That's true, Kwame. That's true. But there were some measures that could have been taken. For instance, businesses are collapsing. Is it true that John Jinapo's business being collapsed?
Yeah.
No, I'm not sure he will say that. I'm not sure because there's a lot of research literature. To show the group here born in CCI ISO
Isa.
Daily graphic 885 SMEs lost 250 million within 4-year Dumso period. You read the entirely of actual the number that collapsed. So it was 55 collapsing completely. There are many more publications I have here. Dumso, the same is also Dumso cost Ghana nearly 1 billion Ghana cedis in 2014. There were people on ventilators in hospitals, light in the cough, These are documented. What's the Mr. Hoy say? The focus was on how each crisis was managed and not whether the crises are of equal proportion. Unless Brofuno kind of Mantasi. Unless Mantasi. But this is the way I see it. Sometimes maybe we have maybe reserve for another day.
Mate.
Maybe I like to. Anyway, don't worry.
I'm not worried. Abdul Malik Kubako will move on to AOB. Already OB circulated BB about NDC having boycotted Kokrokoo. Well, let's see how it goes. This one says
official release.
No, not yet. Dr. Bawumia responded small to the propaganda stance of the ex-president, and their babies with sharp teeth have come to town. Farouk in Tema. Another Farouk says, Kwame Sefakai. Farouk, I see all your insults, but it would be nice if you went straight to the point without insulting Kwame Duncan and I. So I'll reserve your comments for now. Musa Abattoir in Kumasi says, Alote Jacobs is a person I respect, but why is he always allowing himself to be criticized? He should check his utterances very well, whether it inures to the benefit of the NDC or not. And why is Kwame Duncan comparing Doomsor to COVID-19? To borrow Kweku Bako's words, it's an exercise in futility. Musa Abattoir in Kumasi. PK says, we hear Sami Jemfi and his NDC have boycotted your program. PK, well, from what we know, they've boycotted Wednesday's show as long as Alote Jacobs appears on it. Well, let's see how it pans out. Yebeja sa answer. Na yahe. Maybe Ebuku Akudru.
And consider Kwame. I miss a boycott of radio and television programs and stations by a non-starter.
Remember, the text message, please. The text line is 0244. Please note 0244 844 488 0244 844 488. Bishop, what do text come by before na yankaya lemwe 0244 844 488. Charles Nyame in Asman Kesi says, since Kwame Duncan has gone there, quote unquote, let me also take the opportunity to ask that, but for the interventions of Mahama in health, energy, and water, what would this government have relied on during this pandemic? Let's all be frank, and let Kweku Baku be reminded of the fact that politicization of the pandemic was started by the NPP when they sought to commend the president for his updates. Charles Nyame in Asaman Kese.
No comment.
Let's move on. And then Kwame, there's a man here in London who set up a business in Ghana. The business collapsed because of doom, so he's back in London to drive his minicab taxi job, Leo, in London. And then this one says anyway, nani nani beti mi aka mu fanche obi so de nani abro so ne birthday yo. Is it proper for Alote to advise President Mahama on radio? Akilu Fantiakwa Begro. Dr. Bawumia is a thorn in the NDC's flesh. They will attack the messenger instead of the message. The NDC communicators should tell us just one initiative taken by the former president during Doomsor. Setre Salisu, Power OT region. I agree with Alote Jacobs that the COVID is not over yet, and let alone the 19. People are living normal lives as if there's nothing at stake. We all must be careful. Maune Solomon Ajaja in La. Well, a long time we read from you. Nice to know you're there. We, the die-hard listeners of Kokrokoo, will also boycott the Wednesday show if you take Alote Jacobs off. Fawaz in Amasaman. Well, Fawaz, the reason why there's a boycott is because I insist that Alote remains on my show.
Exactly.
And I insist. What's your financial status? Everybody needs money. Are you losing your investments? Does your business need support? Let me tell you about Daffin Finance. I've told you about them quite a while now, and I'm telling you more about Daffin Finance. Whether you're looking for money for education, to build your business, or save towards retirement, Daffin Finance has a plan for you. Planned investments, fixed deposits, call account. Call Daffin Finance on 0302 201 702. That is 0302 201 702 or 055 822 9858. The website, darfinfinance.com. Darfin spelled DARFIN, darfinfinance.com. You'd find them adjacent the Tesano Baptist Church, Tesano on the Swam Circle Road. Darfin Finance, the preferred finance house. It's about close to 10:30. Today is Wednesday, the 6th day of May, and I would say happy 70th birthday to His Majesty Otumfuo the Asantehene Osei the second. Happy 70th birthday to you, Nana. Nana Nkwaso, may you have many more years in health, wealth, strength, and the abundant grace of God. Happy 70th birthday to Otumfuo Osei Tutu. And then also let me say happy birthday to you, Mrs. Linda Amofa Ajiman. It's your birthday as well. Lucky you. You get to celebrate your birthday with His Majesty the Asantehene. Moving on, happy birthday. This one says Kweku Bakwe is setting the record straight with facts, figures, and documents. Hukash Muntari Ketakrachi OT region. Kwame, if not for politics, where in this world has any opposition party formed its own COVID-19 team? Teacher Ramsey Kwewu Praso, maybe we'll have to check. Maybe there are other countries that have done same. I don't know, but hey, you never know. All right.
I think somewhere.
The fact that you are struggling to look for a location or criteria, that's an unusual thing. You are struggling. We are struggling to locate a country where the political opposition has also constituted a response team and uses social media to outline prescriptions and policies.
Yes, the political space, you should be relevant.
Social media
exactly.
president.
So it is politics.
Yeah.
So the politicization.
Last week you said it here.
Yes.
That it is politics.
Politics.
Let's keep the politics going. Kwamina.
Yeah.
You wrap up on the pair.
Yo.
AOB, World Press Freedom Day, Ghana slumps on global ranking, Mahama Courts controversy, Information Ministry rebuts. I think we can do 5 minutes each and then we are done.
Yo, Kwame, we are free. I am acknowledging GMPC Foundation, Dr. Edua Nodano. Also by Doya Kase Papa. No, so your chairman assemblies in Mokro or district directorates of Ghana Health Service. And see,
National Youth Organization.
That's right.
Hana, Dominic,
the work they ground also.
I feel the guy too much.
Yes.
I feel him too much.
Yes. And
Dr. Dominic Edua.
Down to earth.
Wherever you are, I greet you well.
Edua. No more 21 gun salute.
Mesumi piaka no ni biegum. Yeah.
Kwame, I can the maybe.
Your 5 minutes starts. 5 minutes was starting to feel. Oh, in Chama can yeah.
I was me Dr. Basan. And we are seeing the UNESCO. Where yes who are. And Central for what that why the Shana the Casa PM Widman the chair a dumb chair a man mind there. Zayabaye my ball Central Juman who bang a bon who are warriors who bang Widman. I'm some Munima on your gate. I mean, I'm a president to be organized there. Choice between a country with president and no media and a country without president and media. You go for the media. Osana Kwame. Someone you ma on ye. You reflect to the people. Na mama more koduga man for what say? Yeah, be COVID. Why the Ministry of Information? Why there one guy one town a hall no one casala. They need you. Ghana Health Service Director General. When President on your mind casa it is through the medium of the media. It's it Wedman or Yasunku. Wedman no my yankwa may you there. man or koye on koye wo briye wo mriye nsi daughter da no kwa me ma be he mama so momfa do na centrofo anapa bi ho ma oda baba kankan 6 o'clock news ni mo sori ya ebi wanda ya dama no so wala gasa anopa biara ansana you struggle through the traffic we might say about to serve your God and country emo mu nyina mo abado mu nyina na yankade centrojman non kwado kam yewe namen am paying dada again characteristic of him took opportunity of the day nanche took opportunity of the day nanche mo kanimpo na mo tsendam no tsimpa nje kwa no ya da ya also sought to paint Akufo-Addo and Akufo-Addo's government in very black terms. Black. They sing song. Swally. Very unfortunate. Only then to see. Na wabo. No the Manasa Azuni Awuri
Azuri Awuni.
Oh, my young so. Azuri Awuni. But now Besham. No the Adetibi Abesham. In the way, what kind of portal? Yeah. In my time. Oh yeah, rankings. Yeah, Africa. Bibi mama yeah, that number 1. Very good. Kaka. Fe. Na mo Akufo-Addo na bye di. Aya poto ase. Ni na ya provocateur agent there. Na ya dibi do botchi omanpeyin. Or Chinaba to come and engage him. Now today, but me say omanpeyin. Oh, masa, pape wala bina washo. Akufo-Addo. Sheke. Ankasa no. Na mo kan kwa me. Hwe mama more quick. Oya rankings 2012 Africa. 6th world 41st.
When Ghana
in 2013 Africa 3rd world 30th. 2015 Africa 2nd world 22nd. 2016 Africa 2nd world 26th. 2017 Africa 2nd world 26th. 2018 Africa 1st. 2018 Africa 1st world 23rd. 2019 Africa 7th world 27th. 2020 Africa 3rd world 30th. Kwame Sha ebra yenye the number 1 spot on the Akufo-Addo. It should figure see our base. Ni figures in here any better from Akufo-Addo's figures. Now, young court to the government of the issues. Okay. Equal today online between 2012 and 2014, and it's all chronicled. As many as 105 journalists were assaulted. Kwame, Ebakai, Oya City FM Nura, often Bimaso Mukomi so.
He's the managing director of the company. Yeah.
Kwame, na yele amete feel.
Of course, unless shareholding they change any.
Okay. Kwame, na somebody Papa Kekabi. Ekuya what for do treating in a kwako to be a 9 3 days.
Wana.
You are not in this country.
Wana.
Samens.
Chemiri bisa.
Samens American. Ekuya what for do treating under President Mama. Sure. If wafana a Joy FM Kusibi Kaya report was a Mensa Guinea or Sagini Mensa Guinea. Kwame, ma wasi a waji won cameras a wadi yejuma assault, true proper assault on the President Mahama. If you go through the chronicling of journalists Abanga 2015, all of that.
Abanga was in okay, yeah.
Kwame, it's all here. See, President Mahama will not be there. The Mukasa no one team there. Ghana for the one child and one baby. Short memory. He doesn't somehow have that respect for Ghanaians there. And yet they quickly will forget. He wants to continue to ride on that. But kind of Yaminjada, Yanya flow. Ebakaya, I was some see Abdor Kotor, Emma ne press call. Walk ma I was some Yaya accident. I will quick Emma, onam dem brusansi me pede mu chuchu so na ya eyi mefim.
No, MTN.
What crotto? I was smoke see ma ya hwe a badin journalist Ghanaian Times. Kwame mo bopo emi there. And here what him was not in good condition. Obia okwa ka fa bai was the baba did 1 year investigation was shom Ghana journalists at the time. What pursue the dam report now was why he showed a queen in Pakufa do Kwakafa dam junkie a Ford and more quick somebody one fair report up to date. Ibio Nipa no yani number 1 right hand man. Oh yes, Tandobe GBC Abrancha bi oye juma rukwa keye ne juma journalist ono no wo fa communications minister at the time was se waka record BB da otumi ya in there oji record any finisem the shoe from papan Emma Media for West Africa Foundation the botu go there look papa you need to rebuke this man manwa was signing on as many everyone was signing on. Kwame, President Mama wan kada be a public reprimand impo ezi for no crowd so for tonchen. Ofi ha ko United Kingdom. Journalist said that guy was an head in the United Kingdom and the video was all over. A British journalist. And there stand away. Origin for pushing, and all of it was on video. President Mama at the time, a man for one card it's there. Hey, now you have your right hand man, number 1 person to your right.
What time is it?
Oh, come me. Journalists, I out to them to word no kakra, no pokasa, and see them da today. I'm the even see my pump but unfortunately today the same man President Mama on the back there Ghana for your short memories yen check ne ye feel mosi na bredo ma your fam or heart see your community now I come occupying the moral high ground na ma bakan some Monya no kwar aboto ekufu ado na abado na ya mencha da Kwame as I've said the records are there all the time in that belfo kwantimpon ya wa be egbo ya ponchi ne wa pop aba and I'm sure this all part of it. Vice President the Venerable Bawumia Akade, please take your time and take a look at the data. Take a look at the data in order not to embarrass yourself. Na ya kapa da oya ai ensa trofo ne hwanduma ya na nkeka ho ena period a was so fine wo bre. Please don't come and proselytize.
Madasi, don't come and proselytize. Kwame, I'm appealing to you to let Alote come on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I'll pay for his fuel on Monday, Friday. Sam.
You're wicked. Oh, you're wicked.
Hello, wicked. Anyway, this one. The MPP boycotted Parliament for 4 years. NDC boycotted Kokrokoo on Wednesday because of Alote is no news. They could plead that Alote doesn't represent them, and therefore they are asking for a replacement. Simple calculation. I don't know if that's your name, but that's how you sign it off. Referring to Kwame Duncan about the media, he must also know that if the media refuses to be neutral, it brings danger to lives and property. In a football match, if the referee takes a penalty instead of a goal kick, it's disastrous. All the media must All the media must be neutral, including Kwame Sefakai, Kwame Asempa Abukubi. Kwame, sometimes I think people don't understand the work of the media, but I'll leave it there. There are media houses in this country to belong to anywhere we want to.
Uncle Britain, there are newspapers and media houses that are affiliated to political traditions and groups. On your unusual development, Ghana is the standard or your job happening everywhere.
Except it's quite interesting that we are very happy to allow some media houses to belong to
CNN
politically and ideologically aligned.
Fake news.
Sky TV belongs to conservative. BBC mostly aligned to the Labour Party. See, they should understand these things, and we are also developing that culture.
96.
Kwaku, let's look at the media.
Okay.
Okay, I'll tell you.
But Mamia roll call when it comes to World Press Freedom Day.
Roll.
Yes. A senior brother of mine, Cabra Ble Amihire.
Kokrokoo mentor.
Yes.
That's
my
Obiano boss.
Yes, both political and journalism.
Journalistically, no, I am a mentor. Politically, I'm senior. Oh, it's a fact.
You mean diabolically you are senior?
By journalism, professional practice. He made me what?
That's right. Kwesi Pratt.
Good.
Kweku Baku.
As a politician, so I'm senior.
Gina Blay.
Very senior.
They
don't know political, but he ended up focusing more on the professional.
There are a lot of journalists in this country who were in prison fighting for the freedom of the press, and I had the opportunity of visiting a lot of them when they were in prison, because we belong to the socialist bloc. Now, Mami, if you give the auntie. And Afemole is also doing very, very well, fighting for journalists. If you so, them roll call now, or there President Kufo, the Otumijina Nenado, na oyi criminal libel law. Bina was a week no.
I mean, no a contempt of court.
Contempt of court.
We never contempt of court. Okay.
But Kofi comes, I'm sorry. Kofi comes in Tommy Thompson, Kwaku, Mason Bunsu. One no were victims of criminal libel, seditious libel. Before them, people like Kofi Bedu.
Yeah, Kofi Bedu. I also want to call Kofi Bedu. Yes.
And
you see,
when you live through some of this period, now Shemeko sometimes you just shake your head.
Yeah. Sometimes publication bi riba ne of onwa na ewu amafa woni na mfichi ne Kokrokoo mama the what you what did that the front page. Look, we have helped one another. Malagaza bomi here. Then when I was writing for Kokrokoo, no, you are editor. Nah, I think that Eshe Cabra na bread to Ziba Gifty Auntie.
Gifty Afenyi Dazi.
Gifty Afenyi Dazi. Ziba Afemonia. And when they've been able to, in a way, delete a lot of mushroom journalists. Ngano na been more for one camera ne item 13 0 for one camera share one mutaza no have for pen and paper it's oyoba no one for newspaper bibia well enter na moya in item 13 the journalism industry has come far see woma yanyaji as for ranking the Kwame from Nguma days, government journalists are having as offer under various governments. I mean, OC. Now sometimes on your state managed, on your state sponsored, on your state conspiracy. But people, because they believe in personality cult, personality worshiping tea. I there ekakobia na aka the most messy. Ebia na resign na resign eti nti obey you za on fata. But me just there more education. So okoda na nkofo what's the essence of journalism and then the role they are playing as the fourth estate of the Rema. Because there in our political dispensation, people who understand the journalism worker among for warrior. And say, Kwame, Mudua, I mean, Medingani Yama, Kokrokoo, all your journalists here will win an award. Award in Bo winner, one on you one joy while Aboni.
Oh. No. Is it
Kokrokoo has been my brother. No, we don't see ourselves as friends. We are brothers, you know, enjoy. I got to coffee shop mafia. A lot of people wanted to join the coffee shop mafia.
Mafia no, Chaba
if you come.
Oh, that you.
Oh, come.
But coffee shop mafia.
In fact, that's true. No,
we're using actually. Yes. But no, we share.
Oh, yes.
President John Mahama.
Mama, no, your mama. Hey, I be your mama.
Moses Asaga. Ecospio Gabra. Edith Hazel. Chrissy Pratt.
I see.
Oh no, let us talk over agreement.
Asamoah Boateng.
Oh, I see.
So when your political posts are with him.
Oh, they still keep their links. Some of them.
Oh, links are either one from. And you wouldn't be here one of my boy. No.
Your political posts are with him.
When your posts are with him. I'll do my legal opponent.
Just to clarify, because this is not the first time I'm BB some damn question. Yeah, 1998, or yeah, contempt of court. No, Jamin Aruna.
FM.
Prison for 1 month. Case was between he and Mrs. Rollins. That is a newspaper, no? Of course, they attach the editors. Now I'm an editor for Daily Guide. Then the Guide. Yeah, Aruna, statesman. Into stories. In fact, I'm a crime and true story, but on your good today is not the day for that story.
For that.
The target was Arunata.
Yeah.
And somehow it was decided that one farm count for new science value. Then was dragged in. Oh boy, you just got to wait and the full story is told.
Oh, Mama and get Jojo Bruce Kwanzaa.
Yes.
He was also
he was part of
okay.
He was part of us.
Jojo Bruce Kwanzaa.
And for me, mono.
Oh, Jamaica. He's resting out. Danny baby fine.
Wana.
Jojo. So why?
Oh, Monjino.
Yeah, Monjino. It's on a contempt. 86. Ne or politica. Ne me Cabrani assistant to Free Press.
No kwesi baini.
Ne, yes, he's another name. Oh, indeed, I'm a boy be me free anything. Until 86 no a politica. Because ne Free Press how I dream pa.
That's right. True or false.
My goodness. Tommy Thompson, the great.
Oh, the ones that were from Bida na I try.
That man was a great patron, great man, just like his father, Kojo Thompson.
Yeah.
But I don't know political. 82 is no political. Go for who extensions ni that book about ni go hunini awo.
That's right.
Peace FM.
Yeah, go.
As a journalist and a political activist, one's commitment to media freedom are non-negotiable. As a nation, as a people, as a society, we have strive towards expanding the frontiers of free speech. On the balance, if you restrict yourself to the Fourth Republic, any honest assessment best true there. But honestly, we have challenges and obstacles. And a media person, you don't have to gloss over those challenges, impediments, and violations. You don't compromise on any of those things. You say it as it is. May assure that you need much time, but may your exercise been there. Okay. One by one. As for claims via President Mahama here, and I think fact checking showed some of those claims didn't hold water. Kwamna has gone over some of those things. I'm the Media Foundation for West Africa,
yes.
So we're fact checking.
Yeah.
Perhaps he's human. I only blame the research team, no, because when you be the president, or refresh the memory or search or research team.
Yep.
I blame the research team. They 1 year diligent enough. Overman information there. The time in Ghana number one. It's unfortunate, but I don't think we should hold that too much against him as a person. It's also not true that the time there were no obstacles or impediments and things. So a lot happened. Same is happening today too. Let's be honest. Kwame.
Yes, go.
One by one. For instance, Samuel Lenin, no a GJ
Ashanti Regional Chairman.
2007. He was murdered. I'm the now na baby on any friends. Police for chichinko for bear 2 or 3 B. Eventually, the people were jailed, Kwame, for robbery and not for the murder. I will still say there is outstanding. In recent times, mere efforts to get the police CID, and I'll mention the names, but Kwame, you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
To give me all the records. You'll be shocked. All those records are missing. From the yes. Moamo George Abanga. September 2015 was murdered. Again, I made efforts to get that. It was to investigate and to transfer team now investigating dissolved, but they had absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Blank.
Yeah.
And it's worrying. So
no institutional memory.
Yes, nothing. It was a man war digitized war system, so that some of these things will be kept there, and then the BI
Nana police
just a
is on
click,
your crowd.
the click of the bottom, the information waba. Look, Eco American other places, 1930, 18 something.
Of course.
Yeah. So I was shocked. And then I mean, the conversation, maybe I'm going to go through my document in India. They've started. Either investigator so ni file no call ni goes to land meaning whether the investigator was buried with a file rocket, you never tell. I know I transferred in Panoe or you know to another jurisdiction. A checker, no, but the file should not have gone with him, either to the graveyard or to the new jurisdiction. But this is the thing. Now, Kwame, Ahmed Swali, also 2019, and you see, Ahmed the case in him there that assumed an international dimension.
Yeah.
And also had, and it's difficult for me to
the U.S. Embassy here even commented
the
on
British
it.
government, the U.S. Embassy, the major international agencies, all that. And Ibianim, when I'm making this point, I'm a bit careful because him there, I'm in court over
I know.
matters. And if you are not careful, somebody will think that you are deliberately taking advantage to try and paint somebody black. But you see, Ahmed, the noise now, a certain political element here, openly, and showed the pictures na man can not complicate the Ahmed one. Enin was a journalist, murdered, unknown assassins or assailants. George Agbana, the same contest. Ahmed, virtually the same contest, except it has a certain cutting edge. I'll stop there. I mean,
Where you go?
yeah, there's also ongoing investigation in Yadama, and we don't know what is happening. I'm not about to say investigations not check, because many investigations will may take years, even in the advanced jurisdictions. So, but I think some regular reports by the police would help. They look, baby yendruini. So those things, impel or cast a blot on the country's press freedom rankings. You can't dodge it. You can't run away from it. When those things happen, it affects your international image, not just the press, the freedom ranking. Into those things, and must be condemned. And anybody, can they be responsible for the murder? Please let everybody understand, because that one has to be investigated and evidence brought to bear. But exposing that guy to danger is so obvious that we all saw it, and you can't dodge it. Now, Kwame, again, you know my stand. Oba radio stations now have been closed down, and there are many. We tend always to focus on just two: Radio Gold and SYZ Nedama, which have political affiliations. There are others that also have political affiliations. People in this ruling party, whose stations are still locked. I mean, in principle, minimum, and I'm not talking law here, please, everybody get me clear, because in the face of the law, it is obvious there were violations by these radio stations. At least their managers, not the journalists there. I don't blame the journalists there. They don't own the stations, but they had owners and management. But I mean, and acquired there, you know my stand. I've never been comfortable with the idea. Meaning, and I'm not talking law, so I can be subject to merciless critique for playing sentimentalism here. I want to be very honest, but I think it's about time that perhaps we grant some amnesty to these radio stations. Marty, they won't be moved court. If we move to the case because Parliament, then aggregate all those things and pave way for these stations to come back. And indeed, I plead that they are giving the same frequency they had. People will be surprised. The Radio Gold was one of my favorite stations.
I know.
Yes, because you have to know what the other side is doing. By my training, Ajit Pro, by my training as a student of intelligence and research, the first place you go to listen or to research is your opponent's station. And indeed, they were generous to me. A lot of space and time. Indeed, a radio gold, name me use it to finish Desire Yasi. I was in their studio. They set up the whole program, and that day was a fantastic day. I've never forgotten.
That's right.
Yeah, it's a powerful station. You don't have to agree with the ideological or political stance, but it is a station that made an impact in the media landscape, And I have to be honest, and I've communicated this feeling to well-placed people, and I'm part of an advocacy.
I listened to your text on Metro.
Yes, I'm not hiding it. I'm part of an advocacy to restore Kwame, to reinstate.
Both Radio Good and XYZ.
Yes, particularly. But there are others. Too much noise about. They too are owned by some politicians, some belonging to the ruling
Peace FM.
I include them, but the focus is on these two for good reasons.
Ojam.
This is an unpopular, I know it will be unpopular advocacy, but no fears.
A Canberra was scramble on Man FM signal.
Yes, I know.
You remember?
Yeah, I know. Yes, I know.
No further comment.
By choice. We have the Choice FM.
Choice FM.
Now.
Yes.
No further comment.
September 2009.
Joy FM.
Yes.
What's the more could be known?
No
to
further
the extent that even a vice chairman, national vice chairman, and a wish, and he made it public.
As we speak, I'm the multimedia court. Another man, because there's an attempt to
in 2012.
I know, yeah.
That affect range. What's a range like?
That's right. You know what they did? They gave the same frequency to a radio station in Volta region.
So in Western region, there's 104.3.
Yes, if you tune in, then you have bled. You are not able to.
No, when you get close to Mangasim.
Anyway.
Then
it's a lot of water under the bridge now. But Kweku, before you wrap up, Obi Semenka with the coffee shop mafia, yes. Also, Mrs. Alasan, yes.
Yes.
And then now he goes ahead and then he mentions names. He says there was also the Blue Gate Mafia at Nyaniba Junction, Yofi Adakwe,
Laboni Junction,
the late Bafo, a certain tiny nyati vociferous Kweku Bako. Jojo
Mrs. Alasan
was Blue Gate.
Laboni Junction.
I say Jojo, the shipping guy.
Yeah. Jojo Fosu, Kwam Fosu.
Yeah.
All of them were members. These are top guys, you know.
Oh yeah. Anyway. Nana, thank you very much.
Mrs. Alasan. Mrs. Alasan or what?
Every Sunday.
Yeah, sometimes I meet you people there.
Okay, pa.
Top.
Only a South Lavadia.
No.
Oh.
No. Laboni.
Mrs. Alasan.
Cantonments.
Nafti. I just said Nafti. No kwano.
Yeah, Nafti kwano.
They're still operating.
Oh yeah. Oh, and their food is very good.
Yes, very good and very polished place.
Yeah. Very, very good. Obi Semenka check Kweku back with the confidence bar.
No, he was not
of Kesben FM.
No, that thing
was also allegedly killed in his room.
No, it's not. It's not a factual representation of his case. It's not.
Okay.
Others add him all the time. No, it wasn't. He died natural causes.
Okay, let's move on.
I'll just put it that way.
Yeah.
Kwame.
What's the main culture that happened?
There. My advocacy, made disclosure will be very unpopular. Maybe the way I come now,
Come now, one
be bold and tell me that we are damn wrong. Tell me that this is a wrong-headed advocacy. No, I will respect.
No, Kweku, you are a nationalist. You are a fair-minded person. You have given cause for many to continue to admire you. It doesn't matter to you, even if it's something that impinges on your quote-unquote enemy or all of that. You have always been consistent. I'll go with you.
Thank you. Mami, see, me canvas.
See, one supporter.
One supporter. Indeed, me sure that the president is listening to us. And that even though any remit, and you see, that's why for some people was wrong. Choosing the platform now, or choosing to ask for that amnesty. Because, and the president was sharp, that's a politician. And a lawyer, straight away, answer the man was predictably appropriate. Emma Meche, Damina and Bayer cry. I mean, Emma Meche, love you quite love you, and because Onion the real target or do your reverser.
Kokrokoo, somebody has thrown one of your favorite lines at you.
Yes.
One of your younger friends, Nana Hesi or jeering. He says, at this stage, I'll say Kokrokoo Bako is speaking Chinese.
No, there will be a certain critical mass of opposition. I'm not surprised. I'm for you. I'm not surprised, Kra. And Mankasa already coming. I identify one be fiercely opposed to what I'm saying. Meaning, what you then I started that but they're quiet. Advocacy, and I know those who are resisting me, and I know those who now that have gone public will also actually do a counter offensive. It's all anticipated.
It's part of the propaganda.
I mean, there are other aspects behind Chamepedemi.
Kokrokoo, next week we'll continue. Next week we'll continue. We're going past 11.
Because I was going to give next week, don't worry.
Next week we'll continue, God willing. Abdul Malik, Kokrokoo Bako, Kwamina Duncan, Bernard Alote Jacobs. In the meantime, let me send a shout out to you, Mr. Samuel Fletcher Joleto. You're listening live in the US. You're on lockdown, but you joined us. So, Mr. Samuel Fletcher Joleto, here's to wish you well from all of us at. And so, when you stop to say a prayer, say one for me too. God bless. Good morning.